Hi. So, sorry, I was just getting things ready to upload the video to BitChute. So yes, I did delete the YouTube video. I also deleted the Facebook video because they like to ban people. So we'll see if I like figured it out, you know, if they're like going to go look through it anyways and like watch it, or if it's deleted. And since it's not available, if they're not going to look, if I get a strike and they banned my channel, I guess I found out and I got to make a new one, right? And I'll post about it if I have to make a new one. So, but you guys, there's layers. So I have a Facebook group called Soulful of Healing. Go ahead. Like, they're not checking for me there the way that YouTube is checking for me. So join there, because if I do get banned, I'll have to find a new YouTube channel. And if you're not on my friends list on Facebook, you're not going to see me live and it's going to be hard to find me. So if you want to just go ahead and do that, go ahead and join the Facebook group. That means because banning is happening, censorship is happening, and I'm a bit of a rebel. So, you know, I toe the line, I push the line. So, you know, I go over the line and I suffer the consequences. So, yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Sometimes you find your tribe and sometimes your tribe finds you. Either way, I'm happy to be on the path with you all. Oh, thanks. Love back to Tenny. Thank you. Thank you. Same here. Because honestly, like in my social circle, I'm in, you know, a place where it's like half black, half white. And honestly, it's like there's so many people who are not necessarily awake. And so like me coming online and talking to you, other people who are like-minded, I mean, I don't get this like in this totality and this many people like just all the time. So I'm super grateful. Yeah, Rashad got banned from IG. Yeah, so we just listen. We understand. We're just like, we're gonna make a new channel. But like if you're in the other stuff. Hey Tiara, nice to see you. I'm gonna be dyeing my hair next time I come in, and I want to see if you know how to use pipe cleaners. So Tiara is my hairdresser. We're also Facebook friends. So yeah, so let's talk about Ascension, right? I'm gonna leave this honey because it's super powerful and super positive. So there is a level of compassion with my ex-husband being very much very programmed. At the time when we met, I wasn't awake, so we were a good match. But over time, when you awaken and you take the red pill and the other person is firmly with the blue, well, it's, you know, it can be a little frustrating, although I try to release that. But, you know, I had to learn compassion because, like I said, when you talk to people who took the jab or the injection, all of them, you know, did it for their grandmother. They did it for other people, you know? And so, like, they're not awake and aware. They're not doing the work. They're not seeking the guidance. They're not finding the people. They're not doing the inner work. They're not doing the meditation. So that's why they're not necessarily bad people, right? They're lovely people. They're our friends. They're our family. They're people we love, right? So they're not horrible people, but their lack of awareness and lack of work on awareness is going to be their downfall, because there's a lot of deception and agendas out there. They're not really even hidden agendas, but they're out there. And if you're not doing the work, you're going to completely fall to the programming. And so I learned compassion. But this is my understanding that I either channeled like directly, I asked directly, or I channeled my twin flame. Your twin flame's the other half of your soul. You should meet him. He's crazy. But we like hanging out with each other. We're like friends. It's not like romantic like most are. Channeling sessions, getting the feedback, listening to other YouTubers. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. Like I said, I have an internal, when you're claircognizant, you just have that internal, yeah, that's it. That's it, right? Like you don't have to go see a study to prove it. You just have an internal knowing, right? And if you listen to that, you'll end up in the right place. So yeah, tons of compassion, right? Everyone who got it was doing it because they wanted to help, right? And you can have compassion for all the souls who aren't aware like you are and trying to wake up. Like, understand they don't know any better. I don't know if it's like, I'm getting the impression the ones who are awake, I don't know if we were wired for it. I do think I was wired, because I've always been like counterculture. Like, I don't know. I don't care what you guys are doing. I'm doing the opposite, not needing approval, not needing to fit in, not caring if I fit in, like always going like, I like me. And if you don't like me, I'm not changing. So, you know, especially when you're young, like, and you listen to rock music, like I didn't listen to only, but I listened to some. I was like, it has a good beat. But they're like, what you listen to that music for? Like, I don't care if you don't like it. This stuff's good. Approval doesn't mean anything. So some of us are hardwired not to be programmed. Like you try to program us and we're like, nope, take that somewhere else. Not happening. I don't want to do it. Right? I got fired because I didn't want to do it multiple times. I'm actually proud of that now. Right? So, but then some of us, I don't know if the people who are truly programmed, I don't know if they have it in them. If they're hardwired, I don't know if they're ignoring their self. I don't know if they don't have the ability to like withstand. I don't know if there's so much past trauma and pain that keeps them from breaking free. It's like I just don't know their journey because it's not mine. Like, and maybe you guys can enlighten me. So I understand that they're doing what they're programmed to do. I understand that they're not getting away from the programming. They've been programmed to think you shouldn't be happy and you can't create your life. You're supposed to just sort of take and live within the confines that they give you. I'm sorry, but I would have been team dauntless. That's all I'm going to say on Divergence. That doesn't fly with me. So compassion. But then I started thinking, from what I know about how this is going to happen, you guys should listen to like the fifth dimension, the age of Aquarius. Like it tells you exactly. There is literally going to be a split right now. If you were listening to me when I was doing the ancestral energy healings, and I might do those monthly. I can't do them every week because I have so much going on in my own life with my own self healing. It was like the polarization is occurring. What I channeled is that there is going to be a split. If you're religious, it's known as the rapture, right? We call it ascension to 5D. It is beautiful. It is a new, beautiful earth. What is going to happen, as I channeled, is that Gaia is going to go to the fifth earth. Us light workers, me, you, all of us who are able to hold those higher vibrations. We did our job, whereas, and there's a lot of people who came before us, so we could do that job, so that we anchored in that high dimensional light enough for it to get over a plateau so that she could start the ascension process, right? And so what's going to occur is that there will be a split. It'll be a cosmic split. The sun will release a wave and cause a split. And and it's pure vibration. If you're at the right vibration and without like the other factors like taking the injection, which alters your DNA and not doing any work to try to reverse it. So if you're on the right, you're going to go this way and they're going to go that way, right? Now, listen, the 3D, who's left? Gaia's not going to be there. Gaia, the energy of Earth, is going to be in the 5D, and she's been hurt. She's extremely powerful, but she's been corrupted. She's been hurt. The dark forces feed on her energy, right? She's not in that loving place. And it's taking so long for her to be able to get the light workers. So many people had to come from all over the galaxy and come into these souls and try to anchor that light. And, we finally did it. We did it now. Like, be proud of yourselves, because there were big agendas trying to keep us, but we just refused to follow the programming. We refused to be unhappy. We refused to accept that we couldn't change our lives. We went to I wanted to hone my spiritual gifts. We did it. We did it. I'm including myself. There's millions out there, but I did it. Okay, you did it. So this is what this means. 3D is going to be a shell of itself. It's going to be a shell. It's not going to be living. So if there was, say, an agenda for population control, makes sense, because the dark ones know it's already been written. They know she won't be living anymore. They will be making things in labs to eat, because Gaia will not be flourishing or fulfilling that space. The fruits won't be abundant. They won't be giving. They have to take all their stuff and do it indoors in artificial lights, because Gaia won't be there. So it makes sense in this 3D Earth population control, because Gaia won't be abundant. So you're going to have to get rid of those who in their eyes are expendable, right? Say, for instance, older people or people who aren't the healthiest, with what do you call it? Comorbidities, right? Like, think about it. Like, it's quite logical if you know what's happening, why they would do that. So get rid of 90% and keep the useful 10% that you can control. I mean, if I was a dark force and I knew Gaia was leaving, I couldn't go with them. That's what I would do. We got to get rid of all these people. Then we're going to have to go indoors. We're going to have to make our own food, but we don't need all these folks. So let's get rid of them, right? So then you have the 5D New Earth. When I channeled with my twin flame, we were told that they're going to try to do something to us. So not in a bad way. where we won't go low vibrational, where we stay in a high vibration. Because what happened with all of this is that we were Atlantis, we were high vibrational. But then, you know, when lower vibrational things came up, we just fell. And it's easy to go low sometimes versus stay high if you're around it. So the information I got is they're going to do something so we, you know, we stay at a higher vibration. I hope I'm not giving too much information to the opposition. so that we can keep that. And so I'm thinking about it. All the souls who are not awake, they're not doing the work, they're not doing the meditations, they're not doing the reading, they're not seeking it out, they're not looking on YouTube. They're just living their life as if that's all there is. They're not listening to their inner selves. They're not stopping. They're not meditating. They're not going inside. They're not listening to source. They're not listening to anything. And this is the thing. And I don't say this with hate. I say this with like, what does Gaia deserve in this new 5D Earth? What does she deserve? She deserves people who are going to be good stewards. And I don't mean like we're super environmentalists, although I have been called to do a lot of environmental work. But Gaia, the new earth, needs people who are not going to easily fall down. She needs people who are going to do the work. She needs people who can see, oh, the vibration's getting dark over there in that corner. We need to lift the light. She needs people who are aware. She needs people who have the spiritual gifts to assist her. She needs people who can be a community. She needs people who are willing to do the work to find out. If we find out there's a dark spot, we will read, we will study, we will seek guidance, we will ask our guides. We can ask our guides for information on how we can rectify the situation. And so when you think of like, what does New Earth deserve? I still have compassion for those who aren't going to make it, but I also realize she needs the best of the best. And when you go and you meditate, instead of staying distracted, which is the plan, that shows strength. When you decide to find out what your spiritual gifts or ability, be it your clairvoyant, be it your psychic, be it you can channel, be it you can heal, be it all of that, you've done the work to show you know how to go inside, even with extreme programming. And that shows strength, that you can withstand it to do what's right. When you know how to, you know, when you're like, you're reading the books on spirituality and spiritual topics, you're showing that you know how to do the work to find the information to try to make things right. And you're willing to do it at the expense of pleasure and distraction. Distraction is a big thing that the devil uses. So all of those things show that the people who are going to ascend, and like who I look around in my tribe of spiritual people, we are hard workers when it comes to the spiritual work. And that's what Gaia deserves. So when I say that not everyone deserves to be part of 5D, the reality is Gaia deserves the best of the best so she doesn't fall down again. And they're going to try to do things to ameliorate it so this doesn't happen again. We're going to leave the 3D in the dark place, which is why population control makes sense. If Gaia's not, the trees aren't going to be abundant if she's not there, right? Giving that life force energy gone. They're going to be like, you know, have you seen Snowpiercer, where everyone lives in chain because the weather's so horrible outside and they got to eat paste and it just keeps recycling itself because that's all they have. Well, it makes sense that there's no life force. So I'm saying this because sometimes you want everyone to go, but someone who hasn't woken up, someone who won't be willing to do the work, someone who can't go inside and listen to their higher self, that's not the kind of person who will do right by 5D Earth and Gaia. And so this is a conclusion, like out of all these years of me talking and channeling, I just got that. Oh, and I did ask about it. I actually did. And, you know, maybe 2 days later, I was like, wow, right. This is about Gaia. This isn't just about us. This is an experiment. And she deserves the best. She deserves people who are willing to work. She deserves the people who can withstand other people's dark agendas and rise above it, which is what we did if you're here with me. And it's a bit deep, but I hope you guys can understand. I just wanted to get that word out because I think we have been looking at from different perspectives, but we also have to look at like, what is this? What kind of people does the new earth deserve? So we don't fall back down to third dimensional topics again. Because a lot of people have gotten lost here in this 3D world, not being able to break free of the matrix. So Tenny says, I don't know either, but a telltale sign is that they have little interest in spiritual things. Mm-hmm. I need to get to the point where I can manifest without vision boards and scripting. Oh, good. I don't know who you are. It just says Facebook user. Yes. You know what? start with that. Like me, I started with that, but I also started with magic because I was working with Merlin, who's amazing. I don't know why y'all don't want to work with Merlin. Y'all so weird. Like, who doesn't want to work with a wizard and do wizard things? I mean, come on. But I'm actually now, because of all that work, I've opened up gates, opened up portal, activated DNA just over and over again. Because I'm a doer. So, I'll practice daily on something, even if it's like 2 minutes. I've learned the value of like a 2-minute practice. Now I'm at the point where my guides are like throwing everything away, and I have to manifest purely in my mind, not asking the elementals, not asking assistance from my ancestors, but me. And that's a very interesting process, going from asking everyone else and they're like, it's you. So what I'm saying is that you will eventually get to the point, if you keep doing that, where you're going to start practicing and freestyling on your own. Now they gave me a really strong manifestation, but I'm not going to give it to you guys because I don't think it's to be used lightly. But if I ever work with you guys one-on-one for some time, there are some manifestations where you connect directly to your God source. That's where I'm at. It's a whole other level. But I don't want to give it out because some things you need to go through the spiritual maturity to handle having that much power and ability to move things with your minds. So reconnect to nature. Yeah, if you're called. So when does the 5D start? Man, we wish we knew. Now, I'm seeing now listen, I'm very aware of the upgrades. So we're getting the upgrades right now. Upgrade, raise your vibration. Upgrade, raise your vibration. Sun codes, raise your vibration. So we're going through, I would say, extreme upgrades in DNA code activations. The last one we had was right before that lunar eclipse. I felt it. It was like everybody was really tired. I posted about it on my Facebook group. Yo, are y'all sleepy as heck 2 weeks ago? Like, I went to bed at 9. I go to bed at 12, 1 o'clock. So we're getting the upgrades right now. So I don't know when, but I'm thinking around 2020. It's just me, 2024, 2025. It's going to be some people later, some people earlier. But that's what someone else said, but I wasn't quite sure about that. To me, my internal intuition, my internal guide is like, 2025, everything's going to be clear. So we have to go through navigating these things. So Shoni shared a TikTok. What is that, Shoshoni? Work hard, enjoy the rewards. Peace. Hello, Vanessa. Hey. No, tell us. No, man, you can't be giving. Listen, I share everything with you guys, but some things are like, you need it. Like when I do my manifestations now, when I'm connecting to my God source, I write it down. You don't want to mess around with this. And I know that sounds crazy, but the better you become at it, the more power you have. Like I told you guys, I've been having to fight the urge to do stuff to my ex-husband, right? When he does things with my daughter. But like I had the discipline to not go there and stay in the light and look up for a lighter solution and not work with dark magic. And I am disciplined. So, if I worked with somebody like one-on-one for some time, I would, to get them to that higher level. But trust me, Facebook users, I don't even know who you are. Not everyone needs to learn how to manifest on demand if they haven't done the work to be able to handle that with maturity and a higher perspective. You need to trust me on that. Like, you have to be careful what you ask for. And not everyone has that discipline. Yep, love the sunlight. It's beautiful. Codes video. Huh. On the DNA activations? Sure. So, yeah, I can do that. Pretty much every time there's like a big DNA activation, I'll come on and be like, yeah, did you go be that? Like, no one tells me or anything. It's just all of a sudden there's two major impacts. All of a sudden I'm feeling weird energies all over my body, generally at night. And 2, I'm extremely tired. And if you're someone who goes to sleep at 2 o'clock all the time, or 3 even, I go to bed at like really 2 or 3. If you're hitting the sack at 9 and you didn't do anything like physical or whatever, like, oh man, what's going on? So I do try to do that. So we just got the latest dose right before that May 26th lunar eclipse. So you might have seen it. If you're on my Facebook page, I posted like, y'all, I'm so tired. Y'all feeling it? Like everybody was like posting like, yeah, like my whole family went to sleep all Sunday. I didn't think anything of it, but we're just tired. So we're all getting our upgrades. We're all getting like, I've already upgraded on my own through my healings with like my higher self and my angelic beings. So like the upgrades I'm getting are just like more and more. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. It's not that like I like to share everything with you guys, but there's just certain things that like you just, I don't think the public's ready for it. I know that sounds crazy. And I'm not like that, so you can tell my energy is a little off with it. But there is something inside me that says, like, not everyone's ready for that or doing the work or the discipline. Remember, it's just about that 5D earth, that everyone's ready for that level of being able to access all that power, you know? So my whole energy fell. Like, I don't even like hiding from you. Like, you know, I'm a giver. Like, that's like, I process, I synthesize, I want to give to anybody who wants to listen. So I don't like it, but there is something that tells me that is the more prudent thing to do at this point. But if I were to work with anyone long-term, one-on-one, and I saw their growth and their maturity to be able to handle that level of access and power and activation, I would be more than happy to do it. But the public, y'all, I love you guys, but the public, y'all crazy. Yeah, be hexing people and doing all sorts of stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna end this there. Probably gonna do one more video just because, you know, actually 2 more. So you can stick with me to the night or not. But one is going to be on the depression that's been setting in for some people who've been reaching out to me on the awokeness. And we can talk about that because I want to know about people in your family, or if you're the only one who's awake, and if that's depressing and like what you're doing to combat that. And I want to do a separate one because I want that keyword, because some people are like literally depressed and it's not pretty. And they need to know what to do, and they need to know how to find their tribe. And I want to give people that information about it, because this is not something to do alone. I at least have my spirit guides, right, that I can communicate with and clearly receive answers from. But what if you can't do that? Most people can't do that, right? So you need to know how to like get through this if you are awake. So, all right, I'm going to end this broadcast. Thank you guys so much, and I'll be on in a second. Bye.